welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do a video about a problem I've been having with my Winnebago View. Recently we've been having strong sewer smells come through the bathroom. And let me give you a little bit of history, or not history, but how our bathroom works. Obviously our toilet goes directly into the black tank. On the 24D model, same as the 24J, the bathroom sink actually drains into the black tank as well. It goes under here. And what I've done is actually taken the closet apart. It was pretty simple. The closet, these panels here are only on there with these staples. That is the actual vent pipe that goes up through the roof. And down underneath here, you can see where the sink is here. On the back side of the sink, that's where it ties together to the vent and down to the black tank. You can see this on the Winnebago website. They have a plumbing waste diagram. We're going to figure out what's causing the smell. Now, one of the ways to do it is obviously just a visual, or you might have a common item like a leaking gasket under here. But this RV is only a little over 2.5 years old, so I don't think it's that area, but we'll see. It might be the actual fitting between the toilet and the base. It's a common problem. But we're going to do a smoke test today. We're going to go up to the roof, and we're going to put smoke down the vent pipe, and hopefully we can isolate where that smoke comes out. So stick around if you want to see it. Kind of disgusting, kind of not. Let's see what this brings us. Okay, I'm up here on the roof, and what you're going to see here is this paint can here. It's a homemade, I didn't make it myself. I bought it from eBay several years ago, but it's basically a smoke machine. And it runs on 12 volt. I have it jerry-rigged here to a 12 volt source down below. And this is my vent for the black tank. It is not tied into the gray tank at all. That one is over there. So I've already loosened this screw. So we're going to open this up. And you're going to see now that I have smoke starting to come out here. You hook it up to an air source. So I'm going to do that here shortly. I'm letting the smoke build up in that canister. And I'm going to pour smoke down this black tank. And on the inside, I have a helper checking for the smoke leak, so hopefully they capture it good on the video. So let's see what this does. First, I'm just going to put the smoke generator down the pipe, and I'm just going to seal that pipe with a rag or a glove here. Okay, and now I'm going to hook up this air source here, and this is going to pump the smoke in there. As soon as I connect this, let's see what happens. Just a minute here. Now you can see the smoke really pouring out of here. We're going to pump that black tank full of smoke, and on the inside they're going to see where they can capture where the smoke is going in. So let's see what happens. If you want to see how that smoke machine works, this is it here. So it's basically pouring smoke out like that, and we're pouring it down the black tank here. And not the black tank, the actual vent. And we're going to leave it like that for a while. We're going to pump it up, and we'll see if the smoke leaks from anywhere inside. Maybe I'll go inside and see if, what the results are. I do have to keep an eye on this. Obviously, this canister here is filled with baby oil. It takes literally a little bit of mineral oil that's on the very bottom. And if you ever want to make your own 12 volt smoke machine, here you go. It's basically a low pressure regulator, 12 volt source, and there's basically a heating element that goes through with a wick. So I'll go inside and see if I can capture anything. Here we go. We're going in the closet, and I don't know if the camera will capture this, but the smoke, there it is. The smoke is actually coming from under here. If you look in the Winnebago diagram, it basically, that is the gray tank drain, but the black tank goes down here in a very hard to reach area. I don't know if I'll even be able to get to it. But I'll put a camera down here so you can kind of see what I'm working with here. I don't know if you can see all that smoke, but that's where my sewer smell is coming out of. Okay, well, we found the source of the smoke. This is the next day, and I'm actually, hopefully it comes through on the camera, but if you see this fitting, I found the access panel underneath the sink. You remove a few screws, but if you, hopefully my shadow doesn't get in the way, but when you lift this, this is the pipe that goes directly into the black tank. And when you hit this, I think when we're going down the bumps, it actually becomes loose to the black tank itself, and the smoke is pouring out through this fitting here that goes directly into the black tank. I need to figure out what I'm going to do on my end. I think I'm just going to take, there's a band clamp on here, I'm going to take the band clamp off and see what I can do. Usually they're just pressed in with some kind of gasket, so I might have to put caulking in or something, but let's see what I can do. Well, now I can show you what's going on. Let me see here. I took the bracket off over here. Hopefully there's enough lighting. Let me put this glove back on. So I took this clamp back off. Then there's a little bracket here. But what you will see here is now I have access to the pipe that goes into the black tank, and it just press fitted in there with so you can literally just pop it out. If you, I don't know if the camera will capture it, but it pops out just like that. So it's wiggling, and the sewer gases were escaping out of there and obviously under the floor and through. I'm just pushing it back in. And when you push it back in, it kind of makes like a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a clicking sound, but you can tell it's actually in there all the way. I'm still going to go through the process of, I might put some silicone on here. You know, this is one of those, you're not going to go in there very often. So I do want to seal it up good. If they ever have to take it out, it's going to be a pain to remove all that silicone, but I think I'm going to fill this hole here. This goes to the outside. Fill it with silicone, so it stays flexible and waterproof, and it should keep the odors out. I'll make sure this is pushed down all the way and put that bracket back down so it doesn't come out. But we could have easily switched out the toilet, and I may do that someday still, just because it's getting a little bit older. But that was actually not the source of the sewer smell. You know, the sewer it's a closed system, and it is not normal to have any kind of smell at all. You know, the smell can come back up through the toilet when you open up the foot pedal. But once it's sealed, your system should be completely sealed. As long as the trap is filled, it should only go out, the smell should go out the vent on the roof. I still suggest, you know, I think everyone uses the tank treatment. We have the Happy Camper, and I think this is the TST. You know, use the brand that you like, but that is actually just to treat the tank only. The sewer smell wise, you should absolutely have no sewer smell inside your bathroom. So if they tell you it's normal, it's not. They just couldn't find the sewer leak. And here, I don't think an average person would ever go through the extra effort of tearing apart the cabinets to find the leak. But I bet you this is a lot more common than you would imagine, considering that is only press fit in there or pushed down in there. I went back and forth on what method I was going to do my repair with, but ultimately what I came down to, because this is in a pretty easy accessible location underneath the sink base, I'm going to use this silicone grease. This is really good stuff for water. It's basically light grease, similar to like a Vaseline, but it's made for water fittings, and it makes it's not a glue. It smears on there, very similar if you watched my sway bar video. It's that type of grease. It's very sticky, and I'm going to pull the pipe up a little bit, and I'm going to apply this silicone grease all around the pipe and push it back into the fitting. And then when it's all said and done, I will put this foam, the gap filler here, to fill up the gap so you know, the air doesn't go directly outside as well. And then I'll put the bracket and the clamp back on properly. The bracket was a little bit loose. I don't think that was the cause. It may have been from just the bumps in the road. But that is ultimately going to be my repair. I'll do a quick snapshot when I'm done. But I won't bore you, and I actually will need both hands to do this. Here's the finished project. I haven't clamped it down all the way, but what you will see is that I put the spray foam insulation in there. Not the prettiest, but I don't know if you could tell from the previous part of the video, there was a little bit of gray spray foam insulation in there. Wasn't done the best, but so what I ultimately did was push the pipe back in using that silicone grease, put the spray foam in, and I will clamp it back down. So hopefully that does it. If you have any questions or comments, please make comments down below.